You guys ready to talk about another really good Christmas horror movie? I know I sure am. And yes, I know this isn't an anime review, but I'm wearing the anime hat. I'm sorry, but my hair's a mess right now, so this is the only way to keep it somewhat kept. So, without further ado, let's talk about probably one of the weirdest, but somehow coolest Christmas horror movies I've seen in a while. And this one is, it's going to be a pretty short review because me trying to talk about it in depth would just result in spoilers, which, as I've said 1,000 times on this channel, I keep spoilers out of my reviews. So, without further ado or delay, let's talk about this next big Christmas horror movie in our little lineup today. And probably our last one for a while, because I think next up I have some Christmas specials. We'll see. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Channel. I can't fucking talk. Your one-stop destination for anything and everything animation, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Here is my review of DeathCember. This is a movie that was made in 2019 and came out in 2020. And I completely missed it. I didn't even know it was coming out. I was literally just starting YouTube like around the end of 2020, so yeah, this is new territory for me. But I can tell you right now, this movie's pretty good. So, even though I have to keep my review vague, I can tell you right now, if you are a horror fan, and you're looking for some horror in your Christmas, I definitely recommend checking this out. So, here's my review. I hope you enjoy. Well, this is a pretty bizarre one. An anthology film, funded by Kickstarter, made in Germany, compiling a whopping 24 Christmas horror shorts from all over the world, into one single package topped with a bow of blood-soaked intestines. Now, the obvious comparison here is to Creepshow, and of course its biggest inspiration, the ABCs of Death. I have not seen it yet, but I've seen the kills for that movie. Woof, some of the goriest stuff I've ever seen. But that's not really a knock against the film itself, as that's pretty good company to be in. And it's not the Twilight Zone movie, which was just a freaking mess. And the film itself is honestly also pretty good. The Christmas theme is prevalent, the creativity is on full display with a huge mix of styles. The gore is solid, the action is decent, some of the segments are fantastic, especially one with stop-motion animation, which is always amazing to see in a horror movie, as rare as it is. Acting is decent, the pacing is good, and the runtime is solid. However, there are still a few lumps of coal under this bloody Christmas tree. Some segments are very hit or miss, or are directly ripping off popular horror movies, or just ripping off segments that came previously before it. But with 24 short films together, I'm not surprised that became a thing. So some segments are hit or miss. 24 segments is a lot to get through, which can result in tonal whiplash, especially when they have such varying different styles from each, some even playing around with different genres on top of horror. Santa is a little overused. He shows up in over half of the compilations here, and in almost that entire half, he's just there for window dressing. And the film definitely looks pretty cheap with low-resolution cameras and a lot of CGI blood. So, this movie is made pretty cheap, but it's not to the point of, like, hampering the experience. It's just something that's worth pointing out. Overall, though, while I'm not a big fan of anthology films because of how rarely they ever actually work, I really liked this one. It has its flaws, and it could have definitely used a little more budget, but it's pretty solid, and I do like its advent calendar of death idea. As a twisted horror nut, that's something I can get behind. It's a good watch for horror fans looking for some slaughter in their sleigh ride. Final verdict is a 7 out of 10. Check out DeathCember if you are a horror fan. I think it'll give you what you want. Just know that not every single segment is going to work for you. And that's okay. Well, that's it. That's my review of DeathCember. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And I'll see you in the next review.
Listen, I want to forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance. And you won't end up like the fool who